Now we will study about Kannauj, the tripartite struggle of Kannauj. What was it? We will see. So, during the 8th century AD, a struggle for control over the Kannauj took place among three major empires of India, namely the Palas, Pratiharas, and the Rashtrakutas. So, what were the three majors? So, in 8th century AD, a struggle for control over the Kannauj took place among the three major empires, okay, of India. Which were the three major empires? They were Palas, Pratiharas, and Rashtrakutas. So from 753 AD to 973 AD, usually it belonged to modern day of Latur, so these regions, and Maharashtra, there is in Maharashtra, and they were all Kannada origin. The Palas ruled the eastern parts of India, okay. The Palas, Pratiharas, and Rashtrakutas, okay. So they were in the eastern parts of India, while the Pratiharas controlled the western India, okay, that were that Avanti and Jalo region, and the Rashtrakutas ruled over the Deccan region. So just draw a figure in your mind that in the eastern part Palas were there, in the western part Pratiharas were there, and in the Deccan part, that is in the middle part, so you will find that Rashtrakutas were there, okay. So the struggle for control over Kannauj among these three dynasties is known as the tripartite struggle in Indian history, okay. So both Dharampal and the Pala king and Pratihara king and Vatsaraj clashed against each other for Kannauj. That Pala king and Pratihara king and Vatsaraj, there's three main parts, and Dharampala was also there, that both belongs to the Pala and Pratihara. So they clashed against each other for Kannauj, okay, and the latter emerged victorious but was defeated by Rashtrakutas king Dhruv I, okay. Like, see, the Pala and Pratihara get clubbed together and they fought with the Vatsaraj, and they emerged victorious, that Pala and Pratihara. But when they fought with Rashtrakutas and Rashtrakutas king Dhruv I, they lost it. So however, the moment in the Rashtrakuta returned to its kingdom in south, the Pala king Dharampal took the advantage of the situation and captured Kannauj, but his control over Kannauj was temporary. See, I will add this, this create a confusion, so I will clear it here. The Pala king, who was the Pala king? Dharampal, okay. And the Pratiharas Hara king was Vatsaraj. Okay, and they clashed against each other for Kannauj. Okay, and the who came victorious from them, that latter who came victorious from them, was defeated by Rashtrakutas. Latter emerged victorious among them. It is not clear who came victorious, but it is sure that who came victorious, that who came victorious, what was defeated by Rashtrakutas king Dharampal. No, sorry, King Dhruv one. Dharampal is the king. So King Dhruv one. Okay. So, however, the moment the Rashtrakuta king returned to his kingdom in south, the Pala king Dharampal took the advantage of the situation and captured Kannauj again, but his control of Kannauj was temporary. See that, however, the moment, like after that he became victorious, so he went to the south into his empire. So the moment Dharampal took the advantage of the situation and the moment the Rashtrakutas king returned to his kingdom in south, Pala king took the advantage of the situation and captured Kannauj, but his control over Kannauj was temporary. Okay. Okay. Now this was called tripartite struggle. So the tripartite struggle thus started and lasted for 2 centuries and made all 3 dynasties weak in the long run. Like all the 3 were fighting together. So what will happen, and nobody is coming as a victorious. Like once he come victorious, then again after they captured someone else, then again they will start fight, then second one will again capture it, he will go. So it is something called jumbled one, and it was like loss for everyone, and everyone was becoming weak for the long run, and this resulted into the political disintegration of the country, and this benefited the Islamic invader from the Middle East. Okay, the tripartite struggle thus started and lasted for 2 centuries and made all 3 dynasties weak in the long run. This resulted into the political disintegration of the country and benefited the Islamic invaders from Middle East. Okay, so what was this was the whole story that came. Okay, so what was the significance of that Kannauj, why it was so much important? So the significance of Kannauj. Okay. Kannauj was located on the Ganga trade route and was connected to the Silk Route. This is the most significant part, that why everyone was fighting for the Kannauj. So Kannauj was located on the Ganga trade route and was connected to the Silk Route, and it made Kannauj strategically and commercially very important. It made Kannauj strategically and commercially, that for the purpose of trade and all, very important. And it was also the erstwhile capital of Harshvardhan. Like Kannauj was the capital of Harshvardhan king. Harshvardhan was who? Harshvardhan was the last Hindu ruler, and he was the last ruler in the ancient history also. After Chandragupta, Harshvardhan came, and then we moved to the medieval history. And in the period of Harshvardhan only, one Chinese pilgrimage came for the knowledge of Buddhism and all. I have already made videos on those things, you can go through on my channel. So commercially very important, and it was also the erstwhile capital. It was also the erstwhile means in the previous one, erstwhile capital of Harshvardhana's empire, okay, in North India. And after the decline region come into the control of Rajputs, and between 750 AD and 1000 AD, three empires dominated the political scene in India. These were the Palas, who dominated the eastern India. And I'm again narrating the story. I'm again narrating the whole story, that like between 750 AD and 1000 AD, three empires dominated the political scene in India. These were the Palas, who dominated the eastern India till the middle of the 9th century. Then Pratiharas, who dominated the western part of India and the upper Gangetic Valley till the middle of the 10th century, and the Rashtrakutas Empire, which dominated the Deccan and also controlled the territory in North and South India at various times. And they were involved in the conflict among themselves, but provided stable conditions for life over large areas and gave patronage to arts and letters of the three. The Rashtrakuta Empire lasted the longest, and it was the most powerful empire of the three, and acted as a bridge between North and South India in economic as well as cultural matters. So let me write that so they were that all to the significance of the Kannauj was that one. If I will add something more if required. So like now I am talking about both three, that they were that both three, that tripartite, they were involved in conflict among themselves, but provided stable conditions of life over large areas and gave patronage to arts and letters of the three. The Rashtrakutas Empire lasted the longest it was also the most powerful empire of the three, and acted as a bridge between North and South India in economic as well as cultural matters. Okay, so the Palas were like the ruled in area of Bihar and Bengal with the capital at Munger. Gopala, again Gopala came, Dharmapala is the king of them, Devpala, then Pratiharas came. Pratiharas are also called the Gurjar or Pratiharas. They were settled in Bhinmal in Rajputana, and the word Pratiharas literally mean the door of keeper. Then came Negabhatta, Vatsaraj is the king. Then Negabhatta 2 came. Then Mihir Bhoj came. No need to remember, just I'm telling you. And Mahendrapala came. And Mahipala succeeded by Mahendrapala later one. He patronized the poet of Rajshekhar who wrote Karpuram Manjari. So no need to remember this. Thus I have told you everything. I have give you all brief story. And Rashtrakutas were just among the strongest among them. That's it. Thank you.